So dear students, now let's have a look at the remaining pattern of questions. So I'd like to highlight before you a very commonly asked pattern of questions. So it goes something like this. If simple interest on a sum of money for 2 years at 5% per annum is rupees 60. So please understand, simple interest for 2 years. So in 2 years, so you deposit an amount P. So what the bank is doing? Bank is giving you 5% each year, since this is a case of simple interest. So same percentage each year. So this is the total earning. So this is equal to 60. That means each year you are getting rupees 30. So each year you are getting rupees 30. Now question is, what is the compound interest on the same at the same rate for the same time? So everything is same, just change from simple interest to compound interest and see what will happen. So what happens in case of compound interest? First year it is the same. First year both compound interest and simple interest behave same. So first year you earn rupees 30. The next year you are definitely going to earn rupees 30 because you have deposited, original deposit is giving you that much, plus interest on previous year's interest. So what is the rate of interest? Rate of interest is 5%. So this time already 30 year has come in your account last year. So this interest is also going to earn money for you. So 5% of 30. So that is equal to 1.5. So what is the total interest? So if you see total interest that you have earned, 30 for the first year, 31.5 for the second year. So total interest earned is equal to 30 plus 31.5. So that comes out to be equal to 61.5. Now this one, an amount is invested in a scheme offering 10% compound interest and an equal amount is invested in another scheme offering 10% simple interest. If the interest earned for 2 years is rupees 35 more in case of compound interest, then we have to find the principal. So let's see what happens in case of simple interest, what happens in case of compound interest. So you deposit an amount to P. So interest earned for 2 years. So we have to see the progression for 2 years. So let's suppose here each year the interest he was getting was X. So next year also he got X. But in case of compound interest, he deposited P. He got X as the interest for first year. The second year he is definitely going to get X plus 10% of this X plus 10% of this X. So 10% of X is 0.X. 10% of X means what? X by 10. So that is equal to 0.X. So you can say 1.1X and here X. So now if you see properly, total simple interest earned, X plus X. In case of compound interest, if you see carefully, in case of compound interest, why there is advantage? There is advantage because this money that you have earned in first year is creating advantage. So interest on interest of 10%. So 10% of X is the extra money that you are going to earn here. So this extra money, rupees 35 more. So 10% of X is equal to rupees 35. So question is, what is the principal? Find the principal. So I have already told you a shortcut. So let's suppose the principal is P. Principal is P. So because of that, you earned certain interest in first year and certain interest in second year. Had this been the case of SI, both these would have been X. First year also X, next year also X. In case of compound interest, things change. First year X, the next year X plus an additional 10% of X. So this additional 10% of X is what creates the difference. It makes compound interest a better opportunity to earn. So this extra amount is said to be equal to rupees 35. Fine. So 10% of X is equal to 35. It means X is equal to 350. So if X is equal to 350, similarly, X is 10% of P, because X is the interest you have earned on first year. So you can say that 10% of P is equal to X. It means 10% of P is equal to 350, which means P is equal to 3500. So P comes out to be equal to 3500. So this same question can be solved using a shortcut. Please understand what that shortcut is. So here you are earning 35 rupees extra. 35 rupees extra. So this 35 rupees is related to previous year. And this previous year interest is related to the actual principal. So you can say this 35 is 10% of something. So first you find out what this thing is, and when you find this thing out, then you say that this thing is 10% of the original principal. How can you solve this question? Let's understand the shortcut. So now 10% is equal to 1/10th of anything. 1/10th of anything. So this 35 rupees is 1/10th of this. And what is this? First year's interest. And first year interest is 1/10th of the principal amount. So you can say that principal amount into 1/10th into 1/10th is equal to 35. So principal is equal to 3500. So next time, suppose instead of 10% it would have been 25%. You should have understood that 25% is equal to 1/4. So first year's interest is, you can find out, and then next year also the same proportionality will continue. So basically, if you learn to convert this percentage into fraction, things become really easy. Let's take another example. So Poonam invests an amount at R% simple interest and earns rupees 640 as interest for 2 years. So in case of simple interest, in 2 years, that means she deposited P, and in 2 installments she have received 640. Since this is the case of simple interest, so both these installments were equal. So 640 by 2, 320. This was happening in case of simple interest. So had you taken the compound interest approach, the interest for first year would have been same, 320 only. So he says that had I deposited in case of compound interest, I would have earned a total interest of 680. So second year you are going to earn more. First year you have earned 320, total is 680. So it means in the second year you got 360 rupees as interest. 360 rupees as interest. So what is the difference? Difference rupees 40. It means second year this 320 you are definitely going to earn plus R% of 320. So R% of 320 is equal to 40. So if R is the rate, that means this is the additional money that you have got for second year. So R percent of 320 is equal to how much additional you have got here? You have earned 40 rupees more. So R percent of 320 is equal to 40. Let's find R. So R by 100 into 320 is equal to 40. So 48s are 320. So R is equal to 100 by 8. So that is equal to 12.5%. So rate is equal to 12.5%. What does this mean? It means 320 is equal to 12.5% of P, because 320 is the interest you are earning in first year. So it means 320 is equal to 12.5, 1/8 of P. 100 by 8%, that means 1/8 of anything. So 320 is equal to 1/8 of P. It means principal amount is equal to 320 into 8. That is equal to 2560. Okay, so this is the answer. 2560 is the principal and 12.50 is the prevailing rate. Now, the difference between simple and compound interest on a certain sum of money for 2 years at 4% per annum. So if this is the principal, the interest earned in 4 years must have been equal to 4% of this. And what is the difference? Difference is the interest on interest. So this is the interest. So interest on interest. So this much is equal to rupees 1. So what is P equal to? So P is equal to 100 into 100 by 4 into 4. So 100 by 4, 25. 25. So 25 into 25, 625. So the difference created in second year. So this concept is applicable only for these kind of questions. Second year, not beyond this. So till here was the interest and interest on interest. So this much is the difference. The difference between the compound interest and simple interest on an amount of this much for 2 years is 96. What is the rate per annum? What is the rate per annum? So 15,000 was the original principal. Let the rate be R. So this is the interest. This much is the interest. If you find interest on interest, you will have to further multiply this by R by 100. So this makes the difference. So this is equal to 96. So let's see. This 2 and this 1 0 cancels. So 15 by 10. That means 3 by 2. And 3 and 96 also gets cancelled. So 32 times. So 32 into 2, 64. So R square is equal to 64. Which means R is equal to root 64. That is equal to 88%. Let's move to next one. So this is a next pattern of questions. So Anand borrowed a certain sum of money for 2 years at 8% per annum on SI and immediately lent it to Ravish at CI and gained rupees 16. Okay, it's the same question. That means you are borrowing from bank on SI and giving it to someone else on CI. So if you are borrowing at simple interest and you are giving it to somebody at compound interest, so this interest and this interest, they are not going to be the same. In case of compound interest, interest generated is more second year onwards. So second year onwards. So this is the same question. That means this guy have made a profit of rupees 16. So profit means you can simply say that in case of compound interest, 16 rupees more was generated. So it's the same question. So let's suppose Anand borrow an amount P. Rate is 8%. So P into 8 by 100. Interest upon interest. So again 8 by 100. So this was what created the difference. And the difference is 16. So let's see. P is equal to 16 into 100 into 100 divided by 8 into 8. So 8 into 8, 64. So 16 4s are. So 25. So 25 into 100, 2500. This is the final answer. So now let's see this one. The ratio of the amount for 2 years under CI annually and for 1 year under SI is 6:5. When the rate of interest is same, then find the value of rate. So what this question is actually trying to say is that, let's suppose you have an amount P. So you have two different approaches. Either you invest it at CI, rate is R% for both the cases, R% CI, here the time is 2 years, or you can invest the same amount at R% simple interest but for 1 year. 1 year. So this one for 2 years and this one for 1 year. So the total amount that you are going to get in these two schemes is in the ratio 6:5. Total amount, not the interest. So let's substitute, let's solve this mathematically. We have to find rate. So in case of compound interest, if P is the principal, R is the rate, so in 2 years, the total amount is this much. In case of simple interest, amount is P, rate is R, so interest would be 1 plus R by 100 on, sorry, total amount would be 1 plus R by 100 only because it is 1 year. Simple interest is same as compound interest for the first year. So now you can see that 1 plus R by 100 and 1 plus R by 100 gets cancelled. So this is equal to 6/5. So P and P cancel. This cancels, taking away with a power with it. So from here you can say that 1 plus R by 100 is equal to 6/5. So let's find the value of R. So R by 100 is equal to 1/5. From here R is equal to 100/5. 20%. 20% is the answer. Let's move to the next one. The difference between CI and SI on a certain sum of money at 10% per annum for 3 years is equal to this much. Find the principal if it is known that the interest is compounded annually. Again, we have to take the fractional approach. It would be better. For 3 years, rate is 10%. So rate 10%, that is equal to 1/10 of anything. The total time period that we have to take care of is 3 years. So total time is of 3 years. So assume principal to be equal to 10 cube units. So that is equal to 1000x. And then you start your calculation. So I assume that I deposited 1000x. Fine. So let us see what happened in case of compound interest. In case of compound interest, so this is compound interest that I am calculating now. After 1 year, what happened? After 2 years, what happened? After 3 years, what happened? Let's see. So after 1 year, interest. So interest is being given at the rate of 10%. 10% means 1/10 of anything. So interest is equal to 100x. Updated amount is equal to 1000x was already present. 100x is given. So updated amount is 1100x. Next year, that means second year, interest that you are going to earn will be 10% of updated amount, the final amount that is in your account. So final amount is 1100x. So 10% of 1100x, that means 110x. So updated amount will be 1100x plus 110x, that is equal to 1210x. Third year, interest will be 1/10 of 1210x, so that will be equal to 121x. Updated amount will be 1210x plus 121x, so that is equal to 1331x. So finally, your deposit of 1000x becomes 1331x. So what is being told? The difference between CI and SI. So first we have to find the CI as well. So from here you can say that the total compound interest that you have earned is equal to 331x because you deposited only 1000x, whereas you are getting back this much. So 331x, that extra you would be getting, is what the compound interest is. Had this been the case of simple interest, in case of simple interest, what would have happened? You would have deposited 1000x. Each year you would be earning 100x as interest, 10%. There is no concept of updated amount here. So again 100x and again 100x. So you can see total SI, total simple interest that you would have earned would have been 300x. So it means extra earning happens in case of compound interest, and that is equal to 620x. So from here you can say that the extra amount that you have earned in case of compound interest, 331x minus 300x is equal to 620. So from here 31x is equal to 620. X comes out to be 620 by 31, 20. So x is equal to 20. What is the question? Find the principal. Principal we have assumed to be equal to 1000x. So 1000x, 1000 into 20, 20,000. So let's see what this question is. The RBI lends a certain amount to SBI on simple interest for 2 years at 20%. So RBI is giving at simple interest to SBI. What is SBI doing? The SBI gives this entire amount to Bharti Telecom on compound interest for 2 years at the same rate annually. Find the percentage earning of the SBI at the end of 2 years on the entire amount. Okay, fine. So assume the amount to be rupees 100. So 100 rupees is given by RBI to SBI. So how much will SBI pay back as interest? So interest, so 100 in case of simple interest rate is 20%. So total interest to be paid back. So 20% of 100, 20 rupees. So total interest to be paid back, interest to be paid back is equal to how much? 40. Now what SBI has done is that SBI lends rupees 100 to Bharti Telecom at 20% interest. So let's see what happens. So this is the case of compound interest. So let's see what happens in 2 years. So in first year, interest earned is 20% of 100, so rupees 20. Updated amount is rupees 120. So what will happen if one more year passes by? That means at the end of second year, interest earned will be 20% of 120. 20% is 1/5. So interest is 20% of 120. 24. Updated amount 120 plus 24, that is 144. So you can see interest to be paid back is rupees 40, whereas interest earned. So what is the interest earned? So 100 rupees was given, whereas 144 rupees is received. So interest earned is equal to 44. Now what is the question? Find the percentage earnings of the SBI at the end of 2 years on the entire amount. So what is the percentage earning of the SBI on the entire amount? So what is the earning of SBI? How much has SBI earned? So SBI has earned 44, but SBI have also to pay back 40. So you can say net profit or net earning. Net earning is equal to how much? 44 minus 40. So this is equal to 4. So now we have to find the percentage earning. So now if somebody asks what is the percentage earning, so net earning is of rupees 400. So why did SBI earn this rupees 4? Because SBI had lent rupees 100. So on a business of rupees 100, because SBI has given 100 rupees to somebody, because of that SBI manages to earn rupees 4. So therefore percentage earning, you have to compare 4 with 100, not with 144 or with 140. No, SBI has given 100 rupees, and because of that SBI has earned 4. So you have to ask 4 is what percentage of 100? So answer is 4%. So net earning or the total earning that SBI experienced is 4%. Okay, now let's see this one. Rupees 3903 is to be divided between A and B, so that A's share at the end of 7 years may be equal to B's share at the end of 9 years at 4% per annum compound interest. The present share of B is equal to how much? Okay, so the total amount is 3903. This has to be divided between two people, A and B, such that A deposits for 7 years. So whatever A gets, A deposits that for 7 years. Whatever B gets, B deposits that for 9 years. What is the purpose of doing that? So that A's share at the end may be equal, so that after 7 years whatever A is getting back, and after 9 years whatever B is getting back, these both amounts should be equal. Fine. So let's assume the amount given to be equal to P and Q. P and Q. Use this very approach. Do not use any other approach. It will become lengthy. Use the approach that I am using. So let the amount given to A be equal to P and the amount given to B be equal to Q. So as per the data, P was deposited for 7 years. What is the rate? Rate is 4%. So P 1 plus 4 by 100 to the power 7, because this was deposited for 7 years. So this must be equal to the value that Q will reach finally after 9 years. So Q rate is same. So 1 plus 4 by 100 to the power 9, because this was deposited for 9 years. So from here powers are getting cancelled. So this will get cancelled. 7 powers will get cancelled. This will remain only this much, 1 plus 4 by 100 whole square. So from here P by Q is equal to 104 by 100. So that is equal to 26 by 25 whole square. So this is equal to 676 by 625. So now you have to basically distribute 3903 in this ratio. Ratio is P by Q. So let's do that. So amount is 3903. So amount 3903. So we have to distribute this amount in the ratio 676 is to 625. So anything common in between. So anyways, so let's see how much this comes out to be. So we have to find B's share. B's share. So B's share would be equal to 625 parts out of a total of 676 plus 625 parts. This multiplied by 3903. So this is actually equal to 625 divided by 1301 multiplied by 3903. So 1301 3 times. So 3 times. So 1875. So B's current share is 1875. So use this approach. First find the ratio in which the amount is supposed to be distributed. So let's take another example. Okay, let's see this one. Rupees this much 16,820 is divided between two brothers aged 27 and 25 years. They invested their money at 5% per annum compounded annually, so that they receive equal money at the age of 40 years. So total amount is 16820. So two brothers. Let me call the elder brother as A, younger brother as B. So elder brother is already 27 years old. That's why he is elder. That means the younger brother has age 25 years. So they are depositing whatever they get, and they keep this deposit until they attain the age of 40 years. So time period for this 13 years, he is already 27. So he will deposit his money for another 13 years. This guy time 15 years. So A, let's suppose A got money A. So this money he deposited for 13 years. Rate 5. So A into 1 plus 5 by 100 to the power 13 is equal to B into 1 plus 5 by 100 to the power 15. So this cancels, takes a few powers with it, so only square remains. So from here, A by B is equal to 21 by 20 whole square. So this is equal to 105 by 100 whole square. So 105 by 100 is equal to what? 21 by 20 whole square. So that is equal to 441 by 400. So you have to basically divide 16820 in the ratio 441 is to 400. So what is elder brother's share? So elder brother's share will be equal to 441 parts out of a total of 841 parts. So 441 plus 400. So 441 plus 400. I am writing it straight away. 841 into 16820. So let's see. So 841. So this is 2s are 2 times. So 20. So 441 into 2. So 8820. So 8820. So this is the elder brother's share.